Normally I have a little mug, but you know what? I guess it'll just have to be a cheers to some water. Hello, world. Hello, collective. Well, I was sitting here. I can tell. Well, I can pick up on the collective, and I can also feel spirit. Spirit wants to chat. Spirit's very chatty, which is nice because for the last 48 hours, I have not felt very chatty, and neither has Spirit. So Spirit, I'm getting like, it's weird. The downloads are a little bit, they're kind of all over the place. But right now, Spirit is more just like, I'm just gonna give you a topic. I wish the topic would be like, hey Spirit, you wanna talk to elephant feet up there? My God. I don't know why on Sunday they get extra rowdy. Okay, I digress. Okay, so Spirit, what topic did you decide on? Spirit is desperately trying to get your attention on something. And it's weird, on my books here, my son's books, well, the first book that's up right now is called Grumpy Monkey Says No. And then there was this pink tab that, you know, when you're taking notes and you need to come back to it? Oh, that's what it is. Someone put a little sticky tab to be like, oh, we'll come back to this, Spirit. And Spirit is like, we haven't come back to it. Grumpy Monkey Says no, and he's standing like this. Actually, let me just show you. I feel like this might be someone's attitude right now, if I may. I think someone... Yeah, and yesterday they were showing me someone with, they were really upset, and they kept saying, go away. Okay, so we got a grumpy monkey who says no, and Spirit is like, girl, baby girl, yes. Okay, well, let's have a sip of water about it. How do I get this off? Hold on now. Okay, phone. Do we have to be crazy like that? Do we have to do that? Can we just be normal? Can you just take that off? Sorry, I'm seeing something completely different. Ooh, is this part of the message? One of you sees something completely different, and it's annoying. Oh yeah, there's a lot of annoying stuff. Well, someone's grumpy about it. Someone's annoyed. I think it's you, collective. I don't think it's Spirit. I don't think Spirit's annoyed at all. Uh-oh. Okay, well, let's see. What is Spirit desperately trying to get your attention on that you don't want to look at, where you say no? Don't worry, don't feel bad about it. There's plenty of things all the time that, like, I'm the first to say, I've mentioned a few times, I fight with Spirit all the time. I'm a real sassafras. And especially if I think Spirit isn't coming in correct, or, I don't know, there's lots of things. So, like, I get it. I'm always looking into things, and sometimes not looking into things. Let's light a flame about it. And guess what, guys? Look, the flame, this little candle could barely hold the flame together, and now it's growing and growing. Okay. Here. Is this gonna create a little more ambiance? Not really. Let's put it back over here. Excusez-moi. Okay. Well, we're gonna work on a little smoke here. Okay, and then I'm gonna do some dibby dabs. And to be honest, I want to clear some energy. I'm feeling a lot in the heart. There's longing, sadness, irritation, love. Like, there's so many flavors right now in my heart, but I feel like it's all one person feeling this. Like, ay. All right, well, let's look into it. Let's get a good flame going. These guys just never want to stay burning. I know, chicken. I know, it's annoying. Mm-hmm. Exact. Okay. Mm-hmm. We got a chicken baby in the house. She's got a lot to say. Okay. Yeah, I really love smoking out that third eye. Okay, but you know what? Yeah, this heart. Ooh, I'm hearing Neil Young's Harvest Moon. Oh yeah, somebody's in the fields. Once you start laying into those songs, someone is feeling sad. Okay, so Spirit, you desperately want someone to focus on something here. You're desperately trying to tell them something, and they're not listening. Got their arms folded, they're grumpy, and they're saying no. And you're saying yes. Oh, don't we all know it? Haven't we all been there with Spirit? Oh, don't worry, guys. I'm in that boat myself. Like, we're all human, you know? Like, there's not a billionaire or a psychic or whoever. The 10,000 joys, the 10,000 sorrows, they all apply to us as, yeah, the waves of life, you know? Rising and rising. Okay, here, let's do your little heart here. Or let's make a heart. Okay? Your heart is okay. Here, let's clear it out. Oh, boy. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna get into the serious business here. I'm getting hot. Okay. So, now, I feel like we extra need some divvy dabs here. We're gonna clear out some energy because something needs to move. Yeah, this energy of the grumpy monkey. One of you has gotten yourself into a real state. Here we go. Here, we're gonna create a little friction around it. You can't start a fire without a spark. Okay, now, I'm gonna do 3 loud claps to get this energy cleared out and moving. Okay, now Spirit. Okay, well, we're gonna get out of Kimmy K because I feel like there's some deeper stuff here. This isn't the usual, like, Spirit wants to get philosophical a little bit, to be like, what's going on? I really need you to focus and pay attention to this because it's, in the long run, it's gonna make your life a lot easier. Okay. So Spirit, you have the floor. Okay, so let's call in. First, let's give a quick thanks. Give thanks. Thank you for this day. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my clarity. We ask that everyone, including myself, all of the worldling collective, may be kept safe from all harm, all accident, all injury, all malevolence, all evil, all icks, you know? Yes. May everyone prosper. May everyone be happy, joyous, free, and free from the bondages of self. Am I right? Can I get an amen? Amen. Okay. Thanks, water. Okay. All right, Spirit. You're desperately trying to get this person's, collective's attention. What are you wanting them to focus on? Okay, so we pulled 3. I don't know yet. I haven't flipped them over yet. Okay, hold on. Ooh, the river. I feel like there's a river of tears in here. There's a lot of horse action today. Real horsey talk. Shut up. Speaking of horses. Oh my god, another horse. I don't think I've ever pulled 2 horses with this one. The hunter, the river, and the creator. Look at how interesting these are. The river and the hunter. Like, You see what I'm saying? It's like this movement, this, and the horse. Creator. Like one is just a mere reflection, and I feel like it's in this water. But there's something about the creator and the hunter. Like this light is what's, you know, giving form to the hunter. Yeah, because you need light. Look at the light and the darkness. You need darkness to give contrast and shape to light. See? So this is a horsey of darkness. Yeah, you're not wanting to look at your horsey of darkness, but this horse of darkness is what actually gives contrast, gives shape to the things that you're creating. And you're not looking at what you're creating because you don't want to look at the horsey of darkness. Right now, it's just this quick little reflection in a puddle. Okay, well, let's read real quick from the book because Kimmy K always has delightful things, and then we're going to pull some cards to get more scoops on the whole overall theme. 2 horses. My God. Horse talk all day today. And I was just saying, in my last video, I'm going to have 2 old horses. Confirmation for me. Horsey town. Horse trots. Okay. River. Ooh. Now I'm hearing Bruce Springsteen's The River. Oh, that's a great song. Yeah. I don't have quite enough of the lyrics. I'm getting pieces, but you should go listen to that one. That's a great one. Okay, The River. 131. The stream, the flow, the current. There is a reason so many rituals of change and rebirth take place in the river. It is forgiveness embodied in physical form. Without asking anything in return, the river washes away what is no longer necessary, smoothing over sharp edges and accepting all of our mistakes and grievances. Once we step in, we are no longer in control. This is what Spirit wants you to do. Sorry, I have to stop because Spirit was coming in real strong. The river is forgiveness embodied in physical form. It's like Spirit is like, this is very baptismal, but it wants you to step into the river, but also, again, movement, the river of Spirit, and let it wash away. I mean, I do this a lot in my meditations. I work with water all the time, but when I picture water, I call in water, or if I call in love, it's about washing away. But there's some key words here. Okay, yeah, we have our sharp edges. We kind of see that with Grumpy Monkey. That's some sharp edges right there. Yeah, the mistakes and grievances. But I'm hearing like shame. Shame, guilt, embarrassment, self-doubt. Yeah, there's something about your shadow horse. But what you don't realize is that it's actually giving definition to light, like beautiful things as well. It's not just giving definition to like terrible things. It's just like in photography, the camera. Like if it was all light, if everything was just all brightness right now, we wouldn't see anything, you know? It'd just be like blinding white light. There'd be no contrast to give shape to anything. You need the darkness. Okay. Once we step in, we are no longer in control. Ooh, do we have some control freaks in here right now? Don't worry, I raised my hand too. I love control. I'm really working on it all the time. It's in every facet of my life. Everywhere I take a magnifying glass, I'm like, oh shit, cinnamon. So like, don't worry. My little paw's in the air too. The river carries us farther down the stream of transformation than we plan to go. See, Spirit is calling you back. Again, with the little sticky note. You're like, oh, you're like, you know what, Spirit, we went pretty far today. Let's reconvene tomorrow. And then someone didn't reconvene. So Spirit is like, get back over here. Its waters have a special gift for reflecting back to us a new and dreamlike vision. Once the tears have passed, yeah, I mean, really, someone's crying. Their little heart out. We see ourselves as we haven't before, with a little more lightness, grace, and fluidity. Keep in mind keep in mind the you that stands within the river is the real you, full of deep emotion and potential, nothing to hide, nothing to judge. May you drink in the sight of your true self. Is your true self that your spirit is trying to draw your attention to get you to come back? You had started to, you got your little freedom toes in the river there. You were like, oh, this is nice. It's a hot day. Well, I guess I'll go up to my knees, you know. I'll go up into the river into my knees and have a little Kit Kat break, taking a couple bird songs. And then at some point you said, oh, we're getting too real. It's almost like, okay, I've experienced this in a lot of healing modality spaces. And in my own journey back in the day, with all this talk of healing, and I've said this in another video where it's like, you know what, sometimes there's more healing in actually not healing, like going out and taking a pottery class. But this crazy idea now, we always love a new fad, but this idea of like, we can never just settle and be, because it's like, oh, there's something else to fix. We're imperfect. I'm imperfect. There's more to heal. There's always like more, you know? My point being is that the lens that is on is in this hyper focus of like everything that is wrong with self that needs to be fixed. And then it's also a lot easier, just like with how easy it is, it's way easier to hate than it is to love. It's way easier to pick yourself apart like a big juicy scab. Just pick at it till the cows come home. And look at all the defaults, then actually look at all the things that are tremendous about you, tremendously beautiful, tremendously awesome. Like, I'm sensing here that like someone has tears, they feel like they're defective. And they're feeling dejected, perhaps rejected. Something's going on in the heart space here. But just like this reflection, it's not the most accurate. Like when I look at this guy, I feel like I'm seeing more of a total horse, whereas this is like it reminds me of like gasoline in a puddle and some like light. It's just a representation, you know? Okay. The river is emotion. When you are in its current, you will know it by the bursting forth of tears, laughter, song, despair. All the emotions flow in its current. Yeah, so I feel like someone's been playing with the taps. Which emotions are you allowing to blast, and which ones are you turned all the way off? Or you allow a little bit? This has been coming up in some readings, but yeah, it's like, for a lot of you, I suspect that it's like, it's not the bad feelings that you're afraid of, it's the good feelings. Being successful, being absolutely in a healthy relationship with someone who sees you and loves you and values you and cherishes you and doesn't want to treat you like a big shit smear, you know? Yeah, I was just saying in another reading, I don't know if it was last night or the day before, but like for a lot of people who've only known hard things, soft things, loving things, good feelings or success can sometimes be even more destabilizing than the hard stuff. Like the devil you know is way easier to deal with than the devil you don't know. Am I right? I'm right. You can only resist the river for so long. Eventually, it will pull you toward change. So you may as well get in with style and grace. That's what Spirit's doing. Spirit is like, listen, baby girl. I've asked nicely a few times now. I'm trying to flag you down. I'm like the person in the restaurant where the waiter or waitress is like, and you're like, But as we know, Spirit is patience and grace until they're like, okay, baby girl, enough. We got to go. Like, we got to get this moving. TikTok, Okay. And I'm really feeling, I'm really picking up on someone here. There's all of these emotions in the heart. And you're kind of like a wild horse right now. Yeah, you're like the grumpy monkey. You're being stubborn as hell about nothing. I used to say this to my son's mom. She was really good at this, but we used to have a laugh about it, where it's like the kitty that gets into its own bag, its own little rucksack, and then zips itself up and then goes berserk in it as though they've been caged, like something terrible's happening. And they're just going berserk in there, just losing their little fucking minds. And it's like the only one that has marched right on over, like a proud debutante too, like do, all fluffy, jewels, little crown, just marching yourself, your nose up in the air, you sniff, you hop right into that sack, and it's your little paw zipping it tight, and then you just losing your shit about it. No, grumpy monkey is like, okay. Very unnecessary. I mean, you do you, but like, I'm feeling to see how this is fun for you. Okay, Hunter. The Hunter. There you are. 79. Let's go. The seeker, the pursuer, the predator. The hunter hunts. They are on a precise mission with an aim. To return home empty-handed would be to fail, which is not an option in the hunter's eye. This archetype will journey far and wide, seeking the prize that calls to its heart or stomach. Tales of bravery and feats of strength often result, creating a life full of adventure. The hunter is skillful, quick, decisive, and results-oriented. Like the great hunting goddess, Artemis, there's my girl, the sister to Apollo. Fuck yeah. Guys, I've been working with all three. I just love them. Okay. Yes, Artemis, who carries her quiver upon her back, the hunter typically has a weapon of choice. When this card appears, it is critical that you ask 3 questions. What am I hunting? Okay, what are you hunting right now? Or seeking. Seeking and hunting. You're seeking something out. Hunting. Why are you hunting it? Is the weapon I hold so tightly in my grip truly needed for the task at hand? Yeah, or like, what are you not pursuing right now? Because I feel like for some of you, there is something that you could be hunting and pursuing right now, and you're not. You're a grumpy monkey that says no. Why are you saying no? Why are you saying no to this thing that you want? Why aren't you going after it? When you activate the hunter archetype, you are aligning your energy with the great creatures of the world, the lion, the wolf, the tiger, the shark. Do so with care. Well, also, the hunter is the predator. It's also a little bit, there were hierarchy. It's like, are you used to being hunted? Or are you the type of person that surrounds themselves with hunters? You're neither the gatherer or the hunter. You kind of just surround yourself on the periphery and kind of just accept what is. Yeah, the hunter is decisive. Why aren't you being decisive? Okay, well, we're going to get Snoopy, I can tell you right now. Once we read the creator, I'm going to get out the tarot cards and we're going to get Snoopy as fuck. Okay. You can try to hide it from yourself. You can't hide it from me or spirit. I'm like, just like Columbo right here. If you haven't seen Columbo, Kiss the Chef. Greatest show. Love Columbo. Always solved it. Oh yeah, can't hide from me. Okay. Okay, they just spirit as I'm looking for the creator. Do you guys remember the artist Snow? Also Canadian, but had that song Informer with all those words I don't understand. I'm just hearing Informer, blah, 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 blah. Something about, it sounds like I licky, boom, boom, down. I don't know. Informer. Well, Spirit is trying to inform you of something. Creator. 105. The creator. The artist, the alchemist, the innovator. The creator, the first archetype in the trio of existence, is not intimidated by darkness or by lack. Going back to the darkness, not intimidated. And also realizing that darkness isn't about, again, giving shape to darkness or to shitty things. It's like giving shape to all the things. And also, you can take a light, you can be the one to decide where the light goes, because depending on how you use light, you can use light to cast big shadows. You could turn on all the lights. You could just take a flashlight. Do you know what I mean? Because going back, you're the creator. Yeah, not intimidated by the darkness. Also because, again, you're the hunter. They know that from the void, creation inevitably emerges. With meager, minimal, and outlandish materials, the creator reveals a new image. They make the empty room resonant with healing sounds. They generate bounty from the seed that others tossed away. Okay, vroom vroom. Though generative, this archetype annihilates preconceived notions of what is possible, leaving unexpected openings in the wake of its destruction. The creator does this by first being absolutely present to what is. Okay, so again, reality always wins. So right now we need you to check in of like, what is occurring right now? And you can be a grumpy monkey to yourself in spirit. You can just, but like, get honest with yourself. What is? Not imagining or wishing things were different. What is right here, right now? Take stock. What's going on for you? What is your world reflecting to you right now? What's going on in your life? Okay. And second, trusting that a force greater than themselves awaits constant collaboration with each human soul. Well, we saw you step out of the river, and Spirit was like, okay, again, with the pink tab, you're like, oh yeah, we're gonna come back to this, no problem. Yeah, give me 5 minutes, we'll reconvene here tomorrow morning, we'll be back in the river for you to show me all the things. Well, with all those emotions in the heart too, like when we're not in true trust and faith, and going back to control, and again, remember, I stuck my own paw up. I know all about this. I'm always working with this energy. Trust me. It's sometimes annoying, but it's fruitful. But when you're really in a dance with whatever it is that you believe in, because there is no in between. Either you do have faith and trust or you don't. Exactly. Beep, beep. Spirit is chiming in. Spirit is like, beep, beep. Either you do or you don't. Again, trust me, I know all about this. I'm two-stepping real fast with Spirit a lot of the time. I know all about this. You know? It gets the best of us. Whether we call it nature, God, goddess, Shakti, or divinity, it remains nameless. It is the Creator's lifelong companion. The Creator is naturally attractive and coveted, as its energy zings with possibility. You can feel when a Creator type enters the room. All eyes land on them. To increase your Creator energy, ward off jadedness at all costs, recommit to childlike curiosity, and nix the rules. That's what I'm always saying. No mom, no rules. And I'm always talking about the curiosity. Don't be here to solve the mystery. Be here to make sense of a mystery. Okay, now we got to get Snoopy's house. So let's get out my new favorite deck and dive in to see what exactly is going on. Ooh, yeah, this floral deck, we are going to get into it. Perhaps if some of you have access to a river or some water, even if it's a little creek, a waterfall, even turn on your sprinklers. Get into a bath. Work with water. Okay, so Spirit, let's get real Snoopy and Scoopy. Okay, you have us all here. You have us all here. You want the collective. You're trying to get their attention. So let's break it down. Okay. The Queen of Swords. Okay. Well, with all this purple, because I'm putting it under the river, yeah, I'm seeing this purple, which is the crown chakra, which is like, you know, the elevator straight towards divinity itself. And the Queen of Swords is very shrewd. She sees everything. Okay. But you see, on the top of her bud here, it's actually slightly green, which denotes like it's the new part of the bud coming in. So even though you're the Queen of Swords, there's always something to learn and to grow into. Yeah, no matter what stage of life in, there will always be new growth, which is what we want. We don't want to be stagnant. What's this card? Oh, the Three of Swords. Okay, I'm gonna put that to the side. That's like an aside. Okay. Okay, so Spirit, give me one more for this river with the Queen of Swords. Strength. Going back to the good feelings again. Because we have needs, we have wants, and we have desires. And even with our own needs, like just, it takes strength regardless of what spectrum you're on, but especially in, oh yeah, throat, being able to ask for your needs, your wants, and your desires, the three, the trifecta. People always just think, oh, I'll just ask for what I need, or when I pray, you know, like, ask for all three, your needs, your wants, and your desires. But going back to that original question though, what's stopping you from being the hunter of your needs, your wants, and your desires? Because for some of you, it's going to be like you don't know how to ask. Because the Queen of Swords is very direct, very blunt, very clear. She doesn't mince words. And with strength, but this is also passion, you know? Leos, they take center stage. It's fierce, you know? Just like the Queen of Swords. How many of you are afraid of your power? All the powers. Even of spiritual power, of your connection to power, source. Because with all this purple, I'm also seeing that, like, for a lot of you, especially because you're tuning into a tarot card reader, so like you have some kind of interest in spirituality and like some woo business. So yeah, do you trust yourself? Do you trust your power? Do you trust your desires? Do you trust co-creating with spirit? Okay, let's get some cards for underneath the hunter. Okay, spirit, continue on with this story. I'm loving it. You're drawing their attention. Got these two horsies. Seven of Cups. Well, it's about options, right? So if you're a hunter, because there's two rabbits here. So when you're a hunter, it is not effective. There's no efficacy or efficiency in trying to hunt down everything, you know? Like, it's not like you start chasing one water buffalo and then all of a sudden halfway in chasing the water buffalo, you go onto a zebra. Yeah, there's like, for some of you, it's like you won't commit to picking the one thing. Like, again, it's about being efficient. So if you've locked in, you got your hunter pants on, you got your scope, you've locked in, but you have to commit to it the full way. Unless it, you know, so you commit to chasing the rabbit. Now, if the rabbit gets away for good, then you can, you know, the hunter, it's like you've followed through on the action the whole way. So then you go, and with the co-creation with spirit, you go, okay, that wasn't for me. I gave it everything I got, and that wasn't the rabbit for me. Okay, so what's next then? On my needs, wants, and desires. And then you get the scope, and you pick one thing, and you go after it. And again, I've talked about this before in my other videos, the full commit. Fully commit. Take ownership of your decision or decisions, and then you commit the whole way through. Give it everything. The Page of Coins. Yeah, Spirit is getting me to focus on the size. But sometimes when you start off with something, or even when spirit talks to you or desires, it's like, again, the size of a mustard seed. Just because it's little doesn't mean it's not going to flourish into something really big and bountiful and enormous and generative, you know? Okay. Ooh, wow, we're 40 minutes. Okay. So let's go to the creator. The Hermit. This card has been coming out all day today, and I can't stress this enough. Like, I love this. And it does. It feels so right underneath this creator. Okay. Okay, so what is the last card to go? Okay, hold on. No, I can feel it. Yeah, I can feel it. Just like I can feel you. Oh, this was upside down. Wait. Oh. The Six of Cups. The Empress. Okay, we'll put that over here. Okay. Wow. All that pink. Yeah, I really love these three cards together. I don't know, they just look right. The Creator, this Hermit, the white with the pinks and the blues. Well, for one, it's like, yeah, Spirit is like, you have to go within. And I'd said this in my other reading, but like, look at how I love this flame. I love how it's been illustrated. But it's completely unique. And it's contained. And even though it's contained, it's taken on this like brilliant, unusual, bright form. And it's just got that peacefulness of winter that I love. Like, there's nothing dark about this. It's just got this beautiful, like, those beautiful flowers. And we see 4 little snowflakes over here. I don't know. The Six of Cups. These remind me of those, like, throwing stars. Like ninja throwing stars. Yeah, being, again, your weapon of choice. Yeah, the weapon of choice. What's your weapon of choice that you're using to go? What are you trying to capture your things with? Are you trying to capture a horse with spider webs? That's just what they gave me right now. Yeah, are you trying to capture a wild horse, a wild stallion running at Mach top speed in the desert with a beautiful, intricate spider web? That's not the right weapon. And then we have these ribbons. Are you trying to do like a ribbon dance to tangle and lure something? And it's like, no, that's not the right weapon. But the Six of Cups is, it can be things from your past, your childhood. Like, what were you hunting as a child? What did you want for yourself? What did you want to be? Who did you want to be? Where did you want to live? Yeah, what type of career? Like for me, it was Columbo all the way. I wanted to be a homicide detective, just like Columbo. And then I wanted to be a rock star, just like Jim Morrison. Those were my two. It was like either be Columbo, be a homicide detective, and like put rich murderers in jail, Or, be the Lizard King, just like Jimmy. So there's something here about old desires. Again, everything just comes down to you got to take stock. You have to spend that time alone with self. No one else can do it for you, even no matter how many times spirit knocks. Like, you can avoid. It just means, though, that the more you avoid, and especially if it's important stuff, that's when we start to get tower moments, when everything gets ripped away from you, and it's really unfun. Well, Spirit is definitely saying that within the realm of your needs, wants, and desires, and going back to the reflection, because it's like, I think you're seeing a distorted version of yourself. I don't think you're seeing yourself accurately. But you need to go back and stand in the river. You need to be in this co-creative, like, if we go back to the idea of the river being spirit, it's non-judgmental. It's there to love you. It's there to wash away anything that you want to cleanse and wash away. But it's also like invigorating, refreshing, cleansing. Also, water amplifies. It's why I pray over water. Water is a huge amplifier, and it holds memory. There's definitely things here around your power, being the hunter. Well, there's lots of stuff here, but that's really what Spirit is trying to draw your attention, is like, at least ask the questions. Sit down tonight, get out a paper and pen, and just literally make a list. What are your needs versus what are your wants versus what are your desires? Like the heart's desires. That's the dreamscape. That's where you get to be a creator, to be like, anything goes when it comes to heart's desires, anything. But what's in there? And what is your weapon of choice to get this thing or things? What would be a better weapon of choice? And there's just something here about, this like page of coins. How little you're like overlooking something, or because it's not big, or it's going to take too much time, or like, I don't know, you're not seeing something. But a page of coins is still a page of coins. It's a solid offer. It's going to grow. Well, on the bottom of the deck here, we do have the Empress. Yeah, someone needs to put their crown. And see, look, all this purple again. It's a different shade of purple, but there's something here about the crown. Yeah, the crown. Of literally putting your crown back, or at least tilting it back on straight, or putting it back on your head. Working with your crown chakra, which is the divine. And like listening, because right now we're seeing this grumpy monkey that says no. But do you even know what you're saying no to? Like, these are the things. It's not meant to, like, question asking is not meant to get anyone defensive. It's really just, again, to solve a mystery or to make sense of it. And we can't make sense of things until we start to get philosophical and just ask questions of like, why do I do this? Or like, it came up for me the other day. So whenever, and this has always been for me, okay? So it doesn't have to be current, but something that has always come up for me, because I'm a lover, and I've always been the hunter. I've always pursued love, always, up until just recently. And so every time, because I would chase, but there'd be a point invariably with some of these things that I hunted, these people that I desired, where they allowed me to catch them. It was reciprocated. Now, this is what I mean sometimes about the good feelings. Now I've just learned that this is just one of my neuroses, but there's always, it's 7 days long. There's a point in my courtship with someone where for 7 days I get really weird about it, because it's about being like, oh my God, we finally have this thing that we thought we wanted, we still think we want, but we're having a reaction to. But more back to my point of like, some of you might just be used to being the chaser or the hunter, but like without, you kind of like just the chase. Receiving it is kind of like, you don't know what to do with it. You're like, oh shit, I know I was supposed to chase you down to get you, but now, oh shit. Like, there's something here about good feelings, getting the thing, and like, not really knowing what to do with it. And Spirit's just really wanting to draw your attention to the differences. And you're allowed to want all three things. You're allowed to have needs, wants, and desires. It's not being greedy. You just have 3 different categories. Okay, well, we're at 51 minutes, so there's lots of food for thought in there, but this is what Spirit wanted me to draw your attention to. This was the conversation. And again, feelings are just feelings. Just sit with it. So even like when going back to my quick little story there, but because I pay attention to self, and I know myself well enough now, and it came up the other day for me, where I just had a weird feeling about a thing in my life, where psychically I just was like, oh, are you about to materialize? And then I had a funny feeling about it. But because I know myself, I was like, oh my God, my guy, like, don't worry about it. We've been doing this literally for like 40 years. We always have a weird feeling about it. It lasts 7 days and then we're fine. You know? Okay. That's enough of that. Okay, well, night-night. Sleep tight. Let Spirit's little love bites come through. Yeah, I feel like Spirit is really just trying to get your attention here. Nothing to be afraid of. You got this. You got this. Again, remember, open palm or closed fist. When we're holding on like this, it's rather unpleasant. You can go in like this. Just go stand. Just go roll up those little pantaloons again. Just go stand in the river. Get those toes wet. Freedom toes. And just try to be a little bit more open, a little bit more soft. Okay? Grumpy monkey. As soon as the posture goes into this is defensive. This is, I'm not letting anything in. Exactly. Monkey says no. No. Just like my son would say, no. I don't want to. No. I don't know. Seems like there could be some good stuff on the horizon. Just saying. Okay, that's it. Good night.